Welcome, everybody, to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast made for people who don't try and shoehorn 5e into every fucking genre.
Just this month.
We could not start 5e month without me giving 5e some shit.
Exactly.
I will behave from now on.
You better.
I won't, though.
So how have you been?
I've been good, thank you very much. How about you?
I feel like it's only been a week, but why do I feel like this was the longest week of
I've had a long week. It's been, work and all
Awful.
that jazz. And next week's even longer, but yeah, it's been a long year this week.
Is that self-inflicted long work though?
Yeah.
You tend to do that.
Yes, and I still do.
Okay.
Not entirely all self-inflicted though, just things happening at work.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah. How about your week?
Same. It was my last week of normal work before I start training for Mod 2. So they're switching my schedule all over again. So whereas I was late shift, I am now morning shift for at least a month before they flip me back again and give me whiplash. No, my week was good. I broke my art tablet, broke. I spent 2 hours with the tech guys trying to figure out why it stopped working. I was hoping it was a driver issue or a pen issue.
Yeah.
Straight up by the end of the night, the tech support person, so sweet, so helpful, trying really, really hard to figure out what went wrong. It's like, you just overused it. I'm like, is that a thing? And should you be telling me that? Because I feel like that's going to look bad on the brand. And they're like, I guess you just my model was like a beginner's model and is not meant to be used every day for 3 years. And they're like, yeah, no. So yeah, that's probably the most exciting thing about my week. So I got it replaced, obviously, but yeah.
Fair enough. So what, have you got the same model or?
No, I have a different model. I have a different brand. It's a different size. It's a different type. It's scary. I'm a big kid now. I can do real TTRPG artwork now. So maybe more feet pics. We'll see.
That's it. We still need to get that picture up on our Ko-fi page so people can actually pay for it. And I want to see just how many people will buy it.
I don't know. I've got I'm not even gonna. Anyways, but no, my week's been good. It's been long. It's been weird. It's that long, but nothing happened. But it's been storming all weekend and baseball started. Actually, Connell just put it in the chat. Our area is baseball, tourist level baseball. I heard sirens going off last week, big sirens. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, we had them on the show.
Yeah. And I look out my window and there's fire trucks down in the middle of the village. I'm like, oh gosh, should something really bad happen? Nah, it's just a bunch of baseball kids walking from the park to the fields. And I was like, no, this is going to be a thing because this is my first summer living here. Sure enough, everywhere is packed. And I'm going, oh, okay. All right. I guess I got to buckle up and or shut up my house and just do nothing but play TTRPGs all for the rest of the summer.
Be surrounded by tourists.
Yeah.
Which is rough. I have a lot of experience in that field, and fuck me. God, I hate them.
When I came to visit up here before I moved, I would experience them, but experiencing them on a vacation is one thing versus living there. And I thought I was far enough away from the bigger towns. I call it a village, but legitimately I live in a village. It's tiny. I thought we were far enough away that we wouldn't get any of that. I was very mistaken. I was very, very mistaken. Apparently they're using an old abandoned school as a camp, and then they just installed a whole bunch of fields behind it. And I'm going, gosh. So lots of sports ball. So I think I'm gonna just deep dive my face right into some TTRPGs this summer, and I'm going to experiment with some new things, which,
nice.
I'll get to talking about in a little bit, but
nice. Good for you.
Yeah. How was your gaming week?
Gaming week was good. On Monday, we did Winter's Pathfinder game. It was a bit more investigative. Nobody died.
2 for 2.
Nobody died. My character is still endearing themselves to the rest of the party. I'm playing an automaton who's a fish out of water, so I will take things quite literally.
I love playing characters like that. That's what I do with my alien. It's Great.
So that was fun. Then we did Fabula Ultima on Wednesday, which was also a load of fun. And then on Thursday, we were meant to do the last Abomination Vault session, but one player couldn't make it. So we did an impromptu Blades in the Dark.
I'm seeing a lot of games actually get postponed or canceled or altered because people are losing players, whether it's temporary or like long term. It's always sad to see.
I think we're getting where kind of like we're in spring now and a lot of
Yeah.
things are happening. I think that takes up a lot of player time.
Especially players who have kids, because like all the summer activities and stuff, baseball, like all the family activities that get to happen. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like people shouldn't have those things, but it's definitely a trend I've been noticing of like, hey, you guys want to play? It's like, well, no, we've got practice and games. I'm tired. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll go play with myself, I guess. So we're just get some Barbies and some G.I. Joes and make minis out of them.
We did Blades in the Dark instead.
Like, there you go.
There we
Okay,
go.
who ran?
Me. The reason we did Blades in the Dark is because I was talking to the rest of the players at the table, and one of them went, "Hey, I've found this, and it's a game called Wicked Ones. It's a Forged in the Dark hack, but where you play as creatures who are building a dungeon to kill heroes in. And it uses Forged in the Dark rules. So you go and you do raids on towns, you get your riches, you build your dungeon." And he was very apprehensive because he's like, "I've never run anything before.
Yeah.
Should I start with Pathfinder or something?" I went, no, because it's a very different kind of game. So playing something like Pathfinder or D&D or whatever, and then trying to switch to Blades in the Dark is going to be harder than just going straight into Blades. So I went, right, so what I'll do now, in this interim game, I'll run some Blades in the Dark. When we finish Abomination Vaults, I'll run a few sessions of it as well. And when you feel comfortable enough, you run Wicked Ones.
I like that.
And I think Wicked Ones sounds fun. Sounds like a really cool concept.
It does. I very briefly remember eyeballing it somewhere. I don't know if it was on there's a website. It's yellow. I know I'm bad at names. I'm so bad at names.
Yellow website.
I can tell you like the design color or whatever. What was it the other day? Someone made a comment about something. I'm like, I don't know, but it was the book. There's a game that I was trying to remember what the game was. And I told people, I'm like, it's about a tavern, maybe an inn. I'm like, and it's cute, it's pretty, it's pink. And people started throwing all these games at me. Like, well, it's not cute and pink. I'm like, then it's not it. Like, I'm telling you right now, like the only thing I can remember is colors. I finally got it, but I was just like,
Connor says drive-through, but I've always seen drive-through as reddish.
Yeah, no, it wasn't drive-through. That might have been where I saw it. That might have been where I saw it, but I don't.
HIO?
No, it's like it's a gaming. And now I'm gonna have to go find it. Hang on.
Yeah, you carry on finding it. I'm looking as well, by the way.
Yeah, it's just a yellow. Here it is. Tabletop bookshelf.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yellow.
No. Yeah, I think we actually covered that website in one of the early episodes.
Yeah, I think you did. But yeah, good stuff. That's exciting. I'm also glad that that's kind of like the way you approach that of like, hey, before you jump into that, let's kind of not ease them in, but
I mean, because Blades is a very different game in comparison, especially if you're coming from D&D or Pathfinder or something like that. Just the mechanics that they've introduced into the world of tabletop gaming are quite revolutionary.
Yeah.
But to get your head around them, it takes a minute.
Yeah.
Which is why I said to not try and run Pathfinder first.
That's fair.
Because you're in a different sort of wavelength. You've focused problems in a specific way, whereas this game's designed to do it completely differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I have played a system. Like I play systems left, right, sideways, up and down, and different types, different systems. But I just realized while prepping for this month, because this month is our 5e month, happy 5th. I know. Also happy birthday, Mom. It's my mom's birthday today. It's Atlas's mom's birthday. Mama
happy
Atlas.
Birthday, Mama Atlas. Yeah. Or is it Mama Ursa?
Mama Ursa, whichever one. Our whole
Fair
family's
enough.
made of bears. But where was I going with this? Oh, I realized because I'm gaming tonight, like I'm GMing tonight. As much as I have gamed and played a lot of games, I've only ever GM'd a 5e system. Not always the same system, but only 5e. And I'm sitting there realizing, like, I think that might be why I have so much, I don't say fear, maybe trepidation on starting a new campaign and a new system, because I'm sitting there going like, oh, can I do this? Because 5e is so easy to run. I'm like, I don't
5e
know.
is easy. 5e is easy to run in the sense that you have an answer for everything ready for you.
Yeah, and there's so much media saturation. Like, if I don't know something, you can Google it, boom, it's there. Sometimes other systems, I'll like Household. When I was learning how to run Household, I had a question about combat. There was nothing on the internet about it, and I was like, well, shit, what do I do?
But I mean, it's like Pathfinder. You know,
Yeah.
it's an easy system to run
Mhm.
because you can answer any question, and which is why I always say you don't need a GM for it, because you know you've got all the answers in that book or in
Right.
those couple of books. So in that respect, yeah, it's an easy system
Yeah,
to
so
run
easy to run.
because the GM discretion, you don't
Yeah.
have to use it.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas other games rely a lot more heavily on GM gets the final say.
Although, have you realized there's a crazy like uptick in popularity in GM-less gaming?
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around. I understand it. I'm not knocking it. I do understand the concept behind it. But like, I don't know go. But I'm still a big propulsion. I don't know. I'm a big person when it comes to like your table will determine different things, because I've run games for other tables before, and this is my first time, like this campaign I'm currently in is my first long-term campaign I've run for this table. And even at that, I'm learning things that like I knew in my head, but now actually dealing with it in person with these people at this table, I'm like, okay, so that's not what I'm usually
I think everyone should step away from their comfort zone
yeah.
and step away from the AV type
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Just because it gives you that ability to wing it within
Yeah.
confines. And then if you do want to carry on playing your Pathfinders and your D&D, the experience that you get from these games where you have to think on your feet a lot quicker will be better. You'll have a better experience out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I run game tonight. I have feelings about that. Like this game is coming to an end quickly. Not for any bad reason. It's run its course, and I've been discussing what I'm going to do next. And I have lots of ideas. I have one shots. I have mini games. I have whatever. There's even some. I don't say anything to ruin anything, but there's been some discussion about co-GMing, and not in the game, but in world building. And I don't know if I'm going to go through with that or not, but it's been a discussion. So I've been looking at Mutants and Masterminds. I've been looking at like all sorts of games. I just got to decide what I want to do
happened to
next.
Household?
That's going to be one of my mini games. I don't think I'm going to run a full campaign of Household. Household is so much fun. I just don't know if it's big campaign type game. I'm going to run it. I just don't know how long it's going to last, if that makes sense.
I don't care, because every time we've spoken about you GMing, you've always mentioned Household.
I love Household. I want to play Household, but this is kind of like what I was talking about earlier about learning your table. At first, I was like, I did a one shot of Household, right? Just to kind of see how the players would feel. And 3 of 5 of them loved it. Okay. But I don't know if it was because it was for that one shot. I don't know if I could keep my table's attention long enough with that type of game, because Household, while magical and special, you don't have special powers. You don't have abilities. There's nothing like super fancy about you. Like different, like a boggart can turn twice their size. Okay. But that's like something you can do once a game. And my table specifically is very, very big on like having some special something that makes them like superpowers or magic, or, you know what I mean? So like telling them, hey, you're a fairy and this is just how life is. I don't know if that's going to be enough to hold their attention or not. So I am going to run it. I just don't know if it'll be a full blown out campaign.
I think it will. I think it'll be more than enough to hold their attention. I think you are looking at it through the prism of you've been the GM for X amount of time with these people.
Maybe.
I think it's a case of this is what I'm running, and people will go, okay, and
Maybe.
they will invest.
I hope so. I hope so, because I have a really fun Household game planned. It is going to be fun.
Personally, I think you're overthinking it too much. I think you'll just go,
yeah,
okay, this is what's being run. Here you go. And if they turn around and kind of go, no, I want to run, let's play something else.
Yeah.
then you can either decide, okay, I'll run something else, but my answer would be fair enough, then let someone else step up.
Yeah, and I've been pushing for that. There's a couple people that I know could be a good GM. I'm like, maybe you should GM too. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just saw in the chat. Sorry. The jump from D&D was to White Wolf World of Darkness. That's a hell of a jump.
But it's a jump. I went from Pathfinder to Rollmaster.
Yeah, yeah.
And then to Traveller, and then to all these other things. Connell did say he's got a Pathfinder question for me at some point.
Oh, yeah, type it up, Connell. We'll get to that.
Let's do it. Even if it leads to a tangent, because we
This
never
is
go
5e.
out on tangents.
Yeah, and this is 5e. Like we're talking about 5e this month. Let's do it.
Pathfinder's 5e in a dress.
Yes. Well, is it a dress or a skirt?
Something. It's a wig. They're wearing a mustache.
I think my favorite. Oh, it's next week's question. Never mind. I can't ask that.
We still got this week's question to get through.
Be like, oh, by the way, this. Like, no, you gotta wait till next week.
No, we got this week's question to get through.
Yeah.
But it is 5e month, ladies and gentlemen. This is the month where we talk about 5e.
And the good things about it. There are bad things.
It's going to be a very short month. We'll mention advantage. And that's
I like rolling with advantage. That's nice.
I think, and I do say this like unironically, and I do say this like wholeheartedly. For me, I think it is a revolutionary mechanic. Yeah. I think it changed tabletop gaming. I'm pretty sure 5e was the main proponent of that, but
I'm in a 5e game right now where one of our players is I think it's him. Maybe it's the barbarian. I don't know. Somebody has some sort of stance and mechanic in Level Up where they can just give someone roll to advantage at will. Just like, here you go, roll twice. I love it. It's so good.
He's still writing it.
He's still writing.
We'll get to it when he's finished writing it. Well, let's not jump the rug.
Jump the rug. But yeah, no. So my game, actually, what inspired this week's question was that this week in our game, we went shopping, which I normally hate shopping episodes and like loot things. But the way that this has been playing out in this game is actually really well done because the shopping episodes are actually in between sessions. It's very much like, hey, if you want to go shopping, get a hold of somebody and let's go shopping, instead of like determining a whole 4-hour session of just shopping, which I wouldn't be able to do. Like, no, thank you. But I'm watching Connell's questions here.
We'll get to Connell's question.
I know, but I'm curious.
Finish your thought.
My thought, anyways. But yeah, so like I've never actually, in the years of GMing and playing, I've never dealt with loot or shopping. I did one game that had shopping in it, and that was awful. That was actually, it was awful because it was boring, but it was really funny because our GM kept giving us money. Right? Like we were just getting money left, right, and sideways. And then we went to go shopping and people are getting armor and getting this and getting that. And I was a graveyard cleric. Or no, I wasn't. I was a cleric of death. Whichever one is in the villain manual. And we actually took that and tweaked it to be a neutral character. But I had a gauntlet that had like 6 or 7 like rubies in it or something. And what is the spell where you can bring someone back to life, but you have to have like 6 or 7 diamonds or something? Or you have to have a diamond of whatever.
And Pathfinder's Resurrection, it might be the same.
Yeah, so I looked at the GM and everybody had been buying stuff throughout the whole game, clothes, trinkets, whatever. And my character hadn't bought anything because she didn't really need anything. And we get to this big city and she goes to a jeweler's shop and she gets 6 or 7 of these massive diamonds put into her gauntlet to replace the rubies. And at first he was like, okay, sure. And then he put 2 and 2 together and he goes, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? I'm like, what's the good reason for me not to be able to do it? And he goes, well, it'll ruin the aesthetic of the gauntlet. It's a big black spiky gauntlet.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't want me to be able to resurrect anybody? Tough. And I ended up getting the diamonds anyways, and literally came in clutch at the end of the entire campaign. And I realized why he didn't want me to have them, because the entire campaign was built around this idea of some of the characters dying. And I was like, nope. Well, that happened. Nope.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean, you can't ruin the aesthetic.
Can't ruin the aesthetic. I can't ruin the aesthetic. I was just like, come on, come up with a better excuse.
All right, so let's get to Connell's question.
Mm-hmm.
So my buddy Tanner was building a big encounter in his Pathfinder 2e game. They were 9th level. He built up this big scary dragon in the fiction, hyped it up, players were legit scared. A fight happened, 2nd round killed, dragon never even got to attack. Have you ever had a situation where the players destroyed what was supposed to be a hard encounter? Pathfinder seems slanted towards the players to a heavy degree. Most Pathfinder /D&D sort of things, they are slanted towards the players just by virtue of action economy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially if you're doing big bad creature versus party,
Mm-hmm.
because Pathfinder, it's easy to work out. You've got 5 players, 5 characters, 15 actions versus 3.
Yeah.
So you're always going to get that. However, I'd be more intrigued as to know what necessarily know the stats of this dragon, but what he did to prepare it.
Yeah. Did he
'Cause if
just
he
take
did-
it out of the book, or?
I mean, I don't know. Or did he
Yeah.
do level +4? Did he actually, if he did take it out of the book? Pathfinder 2Es, it's not a CR system anymore. It's a level system.
Interesting.
And it is where CR is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot better. I'm not saying it's perfect by
Yeah.
any stretch of the imagination, but if you do a +4 creature,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way they kill it in 2 rounds.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I don't know I know who he's talking about. I don't know what system or what method he would have used, because I feel like this is probably a long time ago. But yeah, I don't know, because when I create big baddies or situations for my players to go up against, and it's not Pathfinder but in 5e in general, like I have to stack them, and not even stack them to like, oh, I'm going to destroy my players and smash them. I have to stack my bad guys to make them even a challenge. Like to make it entertaining. Otherwise, it's one of those situations where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this for my action, this, and then I'm gonna react, and then I'm bonus action, and I'm like, holy like I've got a barbarian in my current game that like I have to watch him. I have to almost build my bad guys around him because he's so built that I'm like, Jesus.
So Claude, a curly insane guy in the chat, has just reminded me about something. This is our 9th episode. All right.
Yay!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Aww.
So that means next week is our 100th.
We'll do something special.
Yeah, and we're talking about 5e. Fuck me. I could not have timed that worse. But anyway. But yeah, I don't know. You and I will have to
celebrate.
think about some sort of celebration for the 100th.
Yeah, we'll celebrate.
Let's fucking
Thank
get
you,
hold
Curly.
of Justin.
Super
Thank you
appreciate
very
that.
much. Air horns. I'm going to get an air horn. I
Yes.
will add an
I'll
air horn.
decorate with like, birthday stuff. It'll be great.
Yeah. 100 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
The fact that we're still doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's absolutely insane. And it's more than 100 weeks as well, because we've missed weeks. We've had weeks off.
Yeah.
Fucking absolutely batshit insane. We blew past the 2-year anniversary.
Did we?
Yep. That was April.
Jeez. We were having too much fun.
We blew past it. I didn't even realize until a couple of weeks ago. I went, oh, fuck.
Good things happen when you're having too much fun. That's the comeback.
It is.
Like playing TTRPGs, which includes fee.
There we go. Nice shoehorn segue there. I'll give you that one. Okay, so 5e. So 5e.
Yeah.
You are obviously GMing a level up 5e.
I am. Yeah.
And did you get into 5e because that was the status quo?
Into 5e because I had heard ever since I was little, right? I had friends who played Dungeons and Dragons, and I didn't know what that was. And when they would explain it to me, I was that person that was like, so are there cards? Are there like, is there a board? Is there like, trying to understand, wrap my mind around it. Like, no, we're just sitting around the table, like pretending to be these characters. And like, so you get up and act it out. And like, well, no, not necessarily. And it always been this thing. Like, I wasn't against it. I wasn't for it. I grew up in a very strict household. So like, obviously I never in a million years would have been allowed to play it while I was still, under parental guidance. But, it was just this mysterious thing that super nerdy people got to play that I wanted to know what it was, but I was not like privileged enough to have that experience. So, gosh, one of my college friends, we stayed in touch and we stayed friends through like adulthood. And we were talking about something. I don't remember what it was, maybe an anime. And she goes, have you ever played D&D? I'm like, no, have you? She's like, no, we really want to. So I pestered her until she finally got a hold of one of her friends and basically coerced him to run a game for us. And that's how I got into it. And it was just strictly because it was the only available system around me that I could get my hands on. And once I got some experience with that, I loved it. And then friend groups changed and situations changed. And then I didn't play 5e for probably a solid 4 years of my life.
Hmm.
And I didn't play it again until I actually started GMing it again. And when I stepped up to GM, it was straight up D&D 5e. I found Level Up, fell in love with Level Up. Literally took that campaign and those characters and just switched them over and made like changes and, you know, additives and whatever to the new system. And that's what I'm running right now. But there was a long period of time where I didn't even touch 5e. And it's been trippy getting back into it. It's been real. It's almost nostalgic in a little bit of a way. So, yeah.
I mean, I actually ran 5e.
Yeah?
I ran.
That's a shocker.
That was the first thing I ran was 5e.
Huh.
It's because, you know, in our Pathfinder game, I just said one day, casually, you know, I might try and run something one day. And immediately got, I think it was Horde of the Dragon Queen thrown at me. And it was like, okay, so you got to do 5e because it's easy. Okay, fair enough. I'm used to Pathfinder. I'm comfortable with Pathfinder, but okay, if you say so. And I will say, I didn't necessarily mind it. It was okay. It wasn't what I was used to.
Yeah.
It was okay. And, you know, I got my head around the differences, but ultimately I just felt no joy in it.
See, that's, yeah.
And then after that, my animosity towards it has just come from the fact that everywhere caters and panders to it. And, you know, so that I'm very much quite an anti-establishment sort of mentality.
The hipster.
So that's kind of where my antagonism came from. And it was a case of, well, no, it's not easier. Any system's easier, providing you've got the right GM, providing you've got the right guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
like 5e is not even close to being my favorite. I agree with you 100%. There are other systems that are so much easier and, in my opinion, so much more fun.
I think it's just because it is so, I mean, we have to face facts.
Yeah.
Popularity dictate the market. And as much as I bitch and moan about another Kickstarter, oh, it's 5e, it can go get fucked. And I will say that to them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm fully aware that if we pandered more to 5e, our popularity would be more than it is. But I
don't know.
No, 100%. If we were to like start on all the social medias, and if you play D&D and this, that, and the other, and you get into that sort of zeitgeist, it would be.
I think you and I are very different, like polar opposite sides of social media, though, because like literally everything that I ever run into is so anti D&D that it's kind of like, so what do you play? They're like, so it's just one of those weird things where like, I don't know. I think it really depends on what side of the world you're on, like digitally. But I am grateful for 5e and D&D because literally without it, I wouldn't be here. Like we wouldn't be talking because I would never gotten into the game. Just where I was at, literally like geographically, that was it. Like there were no other gaming things. And I had actually talked to other gamers, experienced gamers in that location. It was so sheltered and so locked down. Like that was it. That's it. So I'm grateful for it to get me in the door, but, and I know it's not 5e, so we're not supposed to talk about it. Mutants and Masterminds is what made me fall in love with the game as a hobby.
Isn't that an offshoot of 3.5 to be able to answer? I don't know.
So would Curly. We got our mutants guys in the chat. Curly, Connell, explain to us what it's from.
I know it's D20, but I don't know where it actually stems from. I don't know if it stems from not 5e, but either second edition or third edition.
Something. Yeah, it is a D20 game. But 3.0. There we go. There we go. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat.
Thank you. See, Mutants and Masterminds counselors are in the chat.
The M&M councils. The councilmen have arrived. Oh shit, I need to write that down. That gave me an idea. Hang on a minute.
Okay, no worries.
Thanks, Curly and Connell, for just giving me inspiration for a campaign idea.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Pathfinder First Edition, which was, 3.75 as it were.
Yeah.
Again, when I played 5e, I didn't hate it. It's
not your jam.
I had nothing, and my logic was always, I've got a fantasy system that I enjoy. Why invest in this other one? And then I just, decided to be contrary and tell everyone it was shit.
Sorry, Curly just added in the chat. The mutants and master daddies is what we're called, actually. My apologies, mutants and master daddies.
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Okay with that. That should be like
You are.
I mean, we all know I am.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I know you
no.
do like a daddy.
I will never forget one of the first times on my Discord server when we were having a hangout session. It started out with me and a bunch of people, and then one by one, all the girls had to do something. Like, okay, bye, I'll go do this, bye, go do this, bye, do this. And I just remember looking at my screen, like removing myself from the conversation for a second and looking at my screen, and it was all TTRPG dads. And I was like,
I think
what
I
just
might have
happened?
been in that one.
You were, because I was like, what just happened?
Because I think that's where the joke came from. Because
What is where the joke came from?
Connell started saying some things. She
So
likes
true.
a daddy.
What would you guys do that in a D&D game makes the nat 20 rare? What are they talking about? I don't know. Chat's blowing up and I love it for it. Fantasy. Have you tried Fantasy Age? I haven't tried it, but I have a book in arm's reach and I want to try it. Have you tried it?
Justin was very much interested in trying Fantasy Age. I do want to try it, but right now my fantasy direction is going to be Savage Worlds.
Yeah.
I've invested a lot of money
I
into
love
it,
Savage
so
Worlds.
that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. That's
Speaking
happen,
of
fine.
Speaking of money.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of money. In 5e, there's this thing that people often joke about and make memes about, and it's loot. And then my question of the week was, how do you feel about loot? Do you love it? Is it even a thing in your campaign? And if it is, do you homebrew or stick to what's in the books? What is your favorite 5e loot?
Fucking hate it.
I have a mean GM who's just absolutely awful to me. Like, he will not let me like change things about items or haggle prices. Cough, cough, Connell, cough, cough. Just before we get into the answers, I wanted to buy a gift for another party member. And I read sack of snacks. I was super excited because I was like, oh my gosh, it's a sack where you can just pull out a snack at any time of the day. And like, you know, you have to roll to make sure it doesn't destroy itself. I was so excited because it's perfect for this party member. And then he's like, where are you finding this? I can't find this item. It's like, it's a magical item. I misread it. It was sack of sacks, which why you need a sack of sacks, I don't understand. But I was so disappointed. I'm like, can we make it a sack of snacks? He's like, no. I'm like, please. So now, just to piss him off, every single time I speak to this man, I'm like, you know what sounds good? He's like, what? Like a sack of snacks? Like, stop it. Like, I will never stop now until you give it to me.
Fair enough.
Oh. On Threads.
So wait a minute, Connell has just put my name in capitals. So something important's coming.
Something important is coming. He got a hold of Tanner.
CR12. I don't know about that. I mean, if he wanted it to be a severe encounter, it had to be at least 4 levels higher than the party. That's 3 levels higher, so that's going to be a moderate at best.
Oh, you're one of those. You're like, numbers, blah. No, but you know
the whole system's
so
predicated on numbers. You know, if you want to challenge the party, you go +4.
I'm Curly, sack of sacks to collect all the sacks if you're defeated.
Fair.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so loot, you're against it. I have no strong feelings either way. I've had it where I'm like, and then I've had it where it's been amazing, except for, you know.
I'll explain my point after.
Yeah, for sure.
Because maybe one of our answers sways me and makes me go, oh.
So
fucking doubt it. But...
Probably not. Darth Oldius.
By the way, before you start, have you got these written down anywhere?
Yes, they're in our Trello thing. Yeah, I got them all written down. I did good this week.
Yay.
Sometimes having me as a co-host, and I'm very aware of this, is like having like one of those, like, what are they, the tadpoles where they jump out of the bowl. It's just like, wait, where'd it go? Okay, Darth Oldius. Honestly, the rank insignia from a lieutenant from the Elven Empire in Of Gods and Game Masters Terran campaign. I did get bracers of archery in Isle of Dread last week, and those are always nice. I like the idea of rank insignias being something you collect. I think it's cool. I don't know, personally. Clearly a dinosaur. I like them. Clearly a dinosaur always is great.
We like
I haven't heard from them in a while, but I'm glad they jumped in on
everyone this week are friends.
They are, yeah.
Yay!
Hey, friends, we have fun.
Friends. Sorry, I'm the one that's been.
I personally think there is too much of a focus on loot in many games in general. That is even more pronounced in games like D&D and Pathfinder. I've been guilty of it too. These days, the magic items I give tend to veer on single or limited use ones like potions and homebrew options. My favorite is a simple homebrew called a Mind Tether. When broken, fate grants the player with a memory from an NPC.
That's a nice.
I
Yeah, I
love
like
that.
that.
I
Yeah, I
love
like that.
that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Corey Painter, one of our winners from our last giveaway. Love loot. I like to hide fun objects. I personally like homebrewing items if I have a fun idea. My favorite homebrew is a book that says Manual of Grand and Rare Magic. But if you hold it, it says Burl Borgen's Big Book of Bullshit. I need that on a
Nice.
shirt. Basically, the holder can make up any random spell, DM's discretion, but they can't do the same spell twice, so the holder keeps track. The GM assigns mental damage and it's all illusion. So the book makes the spell feel real to targets and they imagine the effects. If they save it, they're immune to it.
I like that. He's
Isn't
got
that
some.
cool?
Yeah,
That dude's
Corey's got
creative.
some
So
very creative
creative.
solutions to that.
I need to just I don't know, turn his brain into
So
like
I
a
do have to apologize
flip
to
side.
the next answer, like the person who answered, because when I was reading it last week, I couldn't see their whole name. So
Mhm.
I was just saying Cohen's has a prop. But apparently,
Fear
Here
codes?
Cohen's
Yeah.
has a propensity for colourful metaphor. So yeah, I was getting that wrong.
And I
That's
hope
just
they're-
because I was looking at Blue Sky on my phone because someone didn't write the answers into Trello.
Listen, I can only listen. I have so much awesome power. Okay, like I have to figure out where it goes, and sometimes it doesn't go into Trello. Oh, I just hit my mic. Sorry. So Fear Cohen says my relationship with 5e is complicated. You and him would probably get along. But I actually like most of the classic D&D magic item tropes. The only thing off the top of my head I don't use as is would be something like the deck of many things because I don't want it to nuke the campaign.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
As for me, I don't have a problem with loot in general.
Mhm.
I have a problem with coin.
Mm.
I don't like the micromanagement of coin because I
Mm.
think certain things after a certain level become pointless.
Yeah.
You go into a tavern, they're going to charge you 3 gold a night, which at first level it's like, oh fuck, 3 gold. Once you get to 4th and 5th level, it's like 15 gold, my good man.
Right.
And I think there is, especially in because my experience with it is Pathfinder, where there is a massive disconnect with the value of gold
Yeah.
and how much they earn. So they'll be like, yeah, and my players did this so many times where they'd go into a tavern. Oh yeah, I just flick them a gold coin, and it's like you do realize that for you it's one of the tens of thousands of gold coins that you have,
Mhm.
but for this person, that gold coin is a week's wages.
Yeah, that's like a livelihood situation. Yeah.
You know, and it does kind of, it becomes a weird disconnect.
Yeah.
I much rather systems where the coin aspect is an abstract.
Mhm.
So Delta Green, anything trivial, no question asked, you've got. Anything that is considered a expense, you have to roll for
Yeah.
to see if you've got the funds to do it.
I've done both. I like both. I think right now, my current campaign, not mine that I'm running, but the one I'm playing in, is probably my favorite coin loot situation we've been to, is because we are all conscripts. We are all working basically for this bigger city to basically earn protection and keep for a smaller village we all came from. So the rule is whatever the conscripts find, they keep. Whether that be loot, gold, whatever. So like in that situation, I like it because it is very much so it fits the story, it fits the vibe, it fits the theme. Like when we go shopping, it's not like, oh, we're gonna spend this entire session shopping. No, it's, hey, do you guys want to go get something? Let me know. And I will go through a list of items, except for the sack of snacks because somebody's evil and won't let me have one. And I'll make up a shopping list basically. Like, hey, these are things my character, not my class, not my role, not that, but my character, like literally the first thing I bought was a gift for another player. Like it's not even, it is not like, oh, this ring is going to grant powers and blah, blah, blah. It's a bird whistle. It's a bird whistle so he can whistle to birds. Like, so I really like this game's loot because it is telling a story.
Yeah.
It's putting emphasis and importance on why we're doing what we're doing. But then I've had other campaigns where it's like, Yeah, you went dungeon crawling and you had like 15,000 gold each. And it's like, what? Like,
Yeah, it's
what?
again. I don't mind the loot. I do mind the coin aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because I think it just becomes pointless after a while. I like the Savage Worlds wealth system, where you
Yeah.
have you basically assign or you create a skill called wealth, and that is you assign a dice to it depending on how much you can afford. So at
I
lower
like that.
levels, you start out at D. If what you want to buy is that dice times 10's worth, then you just
Yeah.
roll for it. So you're
Yeah.
not micromanaging the coin, because I think it just slows everything down.
They have something similar in Household. It's not wealth per se, but I'm going to say the word prestige. It's not that. They use a different word. But it's like how cleansely? How clean you are.
Cleanly.
For English. How clean you are determines like how society views you, which also helps you get advantage on rolls for getting things you want. Like, oh, good sir, can I borrow your horse and your bumblebee carriage? And if you're dirty or roughed up, no chance. No chance. But if you're like somewhat presentable, you can roll for it. And if you're like top tier presentable, good clothes, you've taken care of yourself, then you get advantage on your rolls. And I like that too, also for wealth, where it's kind of like, well, I don't know, like, what position are you in life to roll for this? It's like real life. It's like real life.
I mean, where is it? Connell
Mhm.
mentioned the wealth system in Mutants and Masterminds, which sounds a lot like the Delta Green mechanic. I think there is a place for loot in games, especially in games like Pathfinder or D&D, where magical items are a key
Yeah.
to player advancement. I did like the Pathfinder 2E's alteration,
Mhm.
where they took away the must-have magical items. You know, you no longer
Yeah.
necessarily get, I need a +2, I need a +1. And they got rid of that. And so when you give, and also with the way they build their creatures level up with the players. So if you give a creature a magical item, it's only so the players can eventually have it.
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
have to build them with that sort of in mind, which, you know, which I thought was quite good, because in Thirsty, when you're creating a monster, you have to you end up justifying how strong the creature is by using magical items. So they've got this item, they've got that item, they've got that. So that all ends up in the hands of players, which sends their wealth through the roof. Whereas in 2E, the creatures, just as they are, have all these abilities, and then any loot they have is just for the players, essentially, which I thought was quite cool.
That is, I like that.
But those are some fantastic answers. I do like them. I do, you know.
They weren't what I expected, to be honest. I was expecting some completely different answers, and as always, our friends and followers of the show have the best answers.
They do. They have amazing answers. They got answers that make even me kind of think, and
even in
and
chat,
then realize I'm stubborn.
Curly and Connell answering some pretty good wealth and rolling stuff in there.
Speaking of, now this is the second question in chat that I'm really interested in, and it was from Curly, and I'm trying to find it because I lost it.
Oh no. Do you like any system CR system / calculations?
There we go. Thank you for that. Okay. The only games that I've played, really, which have a CR or a balancing sort of aspect, are D&D and Pathfinder. D&D's CR system is fucking garbage. It just doesn't work. Once you get to higher levels, it falls apart. Pathfinder's level system is much tighter. I'm not saying it's perfect, because, you know, level 20 characters, six level 20 characters against a level 24 creature, and I nearly fucked them.
One of my favorite TTRPG creators on TikTok just did a video about that. He was like, a new player to the game's like, you know, oh, the campaign's coming to an end, but we're only level 12. Like, I thought this goes to level 20, and the music changes to like the somber epic orchestra music, and the DM's like, we don't make it to level 20, and there's a reason why. It's because the combat's so fucking broken in D&D for level 20. Like, holy crap.
It does. I mean, Pathfinder First Edition had the same issue.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the things that when Second Edition Pathfinder came out, and they took inspiration from D&D, from 5e, from their own game, and kind of went, what doesn't work? How do we make it work? And they created a system which, from level 1 to level 20, there is a challenge. It breaks the suspension of disbelief as as DCs increase with players, with characters, as it were. But at the same time, you're always presenting a challenge. So I would say, out of the two I've tried, that is definitely the one I lean to.
Yeah, very cool.
And Connell says, we're messing with John because he's talking. Nah, you're fucking not. Don't worry about it.
We love an active chat.
Yeah, we love an active chat, and I can always ignore it.
True.
I do like the questions, though.
Yeah.
I think we should. I think next week we should put out a question for the listeners to answer, but also put it out so people can ask us fucking questions.
Absolutely. But duh, like, let's go.
Although I've tried that a couple of times, no one fucking pays attention to me. Well, because I say cunt too many times and my algorithm's fucked up, so you're gonna have to do it.
Probably. I'll do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm the nice one. I talk about my art tablet being broken in video games and TTRPGs. Someone did that to me today. They asked me, they're like, so what exactly do you talk about? Like, what kind of content do you create? And I'm like, I don't. I literally shoot the shit. It's either TTRPGs, video games, or art. And they're like, well, that's too widespread. And I'm going, I'm not trying to hit some goal. Like, what? Are we not allowed to just be on social media now? Just to be on social media?
Yeah,
what?
I posted something about that.
Yeah.
The other day, where it's like, essentially the sentiment I was putting out was, create the fucking content for you.
Yeah.
First and foremost. Because the amount I started seeing a lot of people in, like, on Threads, on Blue Sky, going, I don't have enough follower count, people aren't responding, you know. It's almost like they're creating this content for someone else. And I think that just becomes insincere, and people see through that.
Yeah, and we are very sincere.
I'm sincere.
We are a hot mess. Yeah, we are a hot mess express, and that's why we're here with y'all. Because
I'm surprised I've still got the amount of followers I've got, because I've said some very questionable things.
I have no idea what's going on with my follower count. I don't pay attention to it. I should, maybe, I guess, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. TikTok. Here's my breakdown. TikTok will always and forever be TTRPGs. Like, that's really all I am on there for.
Yeah.
My Instagram is usually my art, but if you want to just talk to me, Blue Sky and Threads. Those are like my me channels.
Yeah, I'm still struggling to get in with Blue Sky.
It's hard. Blue Sky is hard.
As much as Threads is all virtue signaling these days, Blue Sky is all selling.
Yeah.
At least everything I see is, oh, you got to check this out, you got to check that. It's like, okay, where's the conversation? At least in Threads, you can find that amongst all the crap that's going on. Right. But anyway, let's talk about this shit that we normally talk about.
Right.
Because it is 5e month, I did try and purposely find something 5e related for Juan's Junk. And I like this. I like this I'm going to present to you and see what you think.
Okay.
All right. So
I have no idea. For all of our viewers and listeners, I have no idea what he's about to show us.
This could be just a massive cock on the screen that I load up.
It might be. I mean, it's my mom's birthday.
Me on YouTube, but it would be funny. Just a massive schlong. Just there.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Center. And that's what I think of 5e. But no, I actually did. This was in the trans rights bundle that I bought.
Okay.
And it is a 5e related thing. And I saw it and I thought, fuck yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so I want to introduce thou to Tourmaline Valley,
like
Tritonia. Listen, I just listened to the title. Tourmaline Valley, Tritonia, the D&D Battle of the Bands adventure, set in the Devil's Interval.
What?
Yup. All right, we'll take you first to...
What the hell?
Okay, we'll take you... It is produced by Polyhedra Games. So we are going to go to their website so you can see the site. And then I've actually got the PDF.
What color is their website?
Their website is black and white mostly.
Ugh.
So you shall see promptly when I share it on screen.
I got hiccups now. That's going to be a problem.
All right. So Tourmaline Valley, Tritonia, the D&D Battle of the Bands adventure set in the Devil's Interval. First thing that caught my attention that I went, I like this, is players assume the role of a touring band in a world controlled by the maligned artificer Lord Spootify. Now, if that didn't get me, fucking hell.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. So you combat rival bands and nasty monsters alike in this indie rockified fantasy RPG module, now available from Polyhedra Games. It's absolutely lovely. Let's go. Let me send you to the actual PDF. All right, so here it is.
Man.
So this
okay,
is
so
an
it is
adventure.
fantasy. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so it is fantasy. This is an adventure. It's 25 pages long from Polyhedra Games. And I don't know. It just looks really, it's really fun. And that's kind of
does look fun.
what caught me. So with the Tritonia Demiplane created by a master artificer, Lord Spootify, a naive party sets out on a short journey to perform at a small town battle of the bands. The struggling band has been traveling town to town for the last few years in an attempt to gain the following and make a name for themselves. They will defend their musical honor against Hank and the Heckling Hecklers, retrieve the missing prizes from the thick swamp, and face off against their rival band in a head-to-head showdown on dueling stages. This adventure book includes world-building, background information, a guide to building a band, a story arc with unforgettable characters, a unique roleplay-heavy encounter with a dedicated DM and motivated players. This adventure can be used as a springboard into a full campaign where the party fights to escape the demiplane and become legendary artists. What is not to fucking love?
Pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty great.
I
Toblerone,
mean,
by the way, is the chocolate.
yeah, I mean, everybody loves Toblerone.
It sounds like, why would they name it after the chocolate? Like they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah.
Wrong T
Have you
word.
ever had a bar of tourmaline?
Totally. Yeah, right. Isn't that a rock?
But this looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to go through it all because I don't want to spoil anything. But
so it's fantasy, but it has
I'm pretty sure drums existed back in medieval times.
Well, no, that's fair. That's fair. I need to take a look at that. That looks hilarious.
There's a band name generator. Have you got a D12?
Oh,
have you got a D12 to hand?
I do.
I've got a D12 to hand. Where's my D12?
Yes.
I've got all my. We're gonna fucking do this.
I have a roller on my phone. Built-in app.
I need a D12. Got a D12. Cool.
My desk is completely empty because I had to reformat it for the flippin' tablet. So now I'm like, I don't have anything on my desk.
All right, so
D12.
So you got your band member archetypes, blah 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 blah. Band name generator. Okay, so roll a D.
1.
Okay, so it's one word. All right. So your thing has to be one word. So what is it? It's roll D12 to choose the name format. For each word in that format, roll D20 to choose the category. So roll the D.
7.
A 7 is properties. So has to be one word, and the properties have to be light, heavy, loading, range, reach, special thrown, two-handed, single-handed, or versatile. That's it. So yeah,
the band name. So the band name is versatile, basically.
You want to call your band versatile? I like it. What you could do is like verse dash a tile.
Yeah, a tile.
Versatile.
Versatile.
I want to do one. I want to do one.
Do it. All right.
No, I'm gonna roll again because
we should do this every week. We're just gonna find some 5e generator and roll shit.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not? 3. So misspell a celebrity's name. For example, Rihanna Keeves. My favorite, John Bovey.
There you go.
Actual character I played. And then the category. I don't know how you're going to do a category if I'm doing a celebrity name. D20, 11, terrain and places, Arctic coast, desert forest, grassland. Oh, so celebrity name which has a place involved and we spell it wrong. Fuck me.
Mr. T. Endra?
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I can't think of anybody else's celebrity name.
I don't know. Well,
Snowy Nix?
Snowy Nix, yeah. Not
Stormy
bad.
Nix? Stormy Nix, there you go.
Stormy Daniels.
A location? That's hard.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if not, there's going to be a lot of silence in this episode because I'm just going to be sat there staring at the screen trying to think. So I'm going to move on.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Swamp
so
Tate.
what I want to
That's good.
see is see if they've come up with any other bands. Rules, artists, rival band history. No, I
Rival
can't
band
really.
history.
But yeah, this actually looks like a ton of fucking fun.
Bog. Big man. Swamp Tate. Bog. Good. The chat's all like Bovine Jovi. Curly came up with versatile. Love it.
Yeah, I like it. So there we go.
That's
we have
awesome.
Tourmaline Valley, Tritonia, and that is my 5e entry this week for Juan's job.
Perfect. As I say, and it's 5e.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to find more 5e shit for the rest of the month.
It'll be good.
All right, but we have already kind of planned our theme for next month.
Curly says he needs us to roll a super team name in Mutants and Masterminds sometime.
All right, Curly. Fuck it, Curly. If he's got the table, I'll roll it right fucking now.
Yeah, throw us the table, Curly. We'll do it. Absolutely.
How long we got?
I don't know.
What's our time?
Seconds. Unless he wants to come back next week.
No, I'll fucking do it now. I mean, 103. We've got plenty of fucking time.
He does have a table for that. Curly, send it to me in Discord or John, whichever one you got.
I mean, if he's got the table, we'll roll and he tell us what the results are.
Yeah. Okay, tell us what to roll, Curly.
All right, what we're rolling, Curly. Come on.
Da, da, da. I love this. Just randomly rolling shit.
Yeah, fucking. I mean,
I love to roll. I love to roll.
Yeah, me too. I got my dices here.
He's put on the spot. We've put him.
He's probably searching through all these GM notes, kind of, what a bunch of fucking
I didn't think they were going to take me up on that.
Man.
Yes.
Why the fuck did I open my mouth?
That's the danger of coming out on live with us, is that you put something in chat. 9 times out of 10, we'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
That's how feet picks happened.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I mean, it gets even better in the Traveler's Chalice, so...
It's a hot mess over there. Hot Mess Express.
So, Curly, are we doing this?
I think we are. He's probably getting it.
Yeah,
I did just pull up his Mutants and Masterminds encounter calculator that he was talking about earlier. It's pretty. It's real pretty. Interesting.
Right, he's pulling up the chart. You don't have to apologize, Curly. Sorry for giving you shit, to be honest.
Be nice, John.
I'm not a nice.
John is the like. You're like countries away. You're fine. John's like the little Chihuahua that's like, I'm not nice. You see, you get a water bottle.
I'm a Spaniard?
No, but now that you've said it,
you would have to. Out of all the dog breeds, you went fucking Chihuahua.
I was thinking of something yippy because you're definitely not a Yorkie.
I did grow up. Part of my life was in Yorkshire, but anyway.
That's true. All right. Are we doing this separately? Are you doing a group and I'm doing a group?
So what is it? Yeah, well, I'll do
Super
a group.
Team name?
So, I got a natural 1 there, Curly.
Out of 15.
And it killed. Yeah, we lost Atlas very briefly. Yeah, her sound's actually gone. So anyway, come on. Atlas got a 15. I got a 1. So we're now we're going to figure out what that actually means. No, I cannot still hear Atlas at all. So yeah, there's no sound. We can just see Atlas mouthing. So what was that, Atlas? That 5e is shit? I mean, you heard it here first, folks. That's what she's... Okay, so mine will be adjective organization of noun. Okay, the blue of punishment. Boom. Villain team. All right, I'm rolling another d20. I got an 11 on that one. So that... I should really be writing this down, but I'm the blue corporals of punishment. Yeah. So I got an 11 on that. We still got no sound from Atlas, by the way. So I am actually vamping here. Well, I tell you what, everybody. Why don't we pick this up next week? I will write down the blue corporals of punishment and with an 11, and we'll catch up with that next week. It's getting to be about that time anyway. So I just want to thank everyone for coming along and paying attention to what we've been doing. I want to thank everyone in the chat for coming and joining us, asking some amazing questions. I also want to thank Atlas for joining me this evening. Atlas, if you want to tell people whereabouts they can find you. No? Okay, then. No, if you want to find Atlas, you can find her pretty much anywhere on Instagram, on Threads, on Blue Sky. It's Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. As for me, you can find me in the same places at Natural Juan or at Too Legit to Crit. I can't say the other one because I get copyrighted. But most importantly of all, I want to thank everyone who's taken time out of their busy day to listen to 1.5 idiots talk about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.